Welcome on our next ISMA Control webinar. Today we are going to talk about nanoWebUI, our web user interface. I'm Tomasz Janicki, and together with Paweł Szetmański.
Good morning, good afternoon, and hello.
And Easy, our company teddy bear, we would like to guide you about new nanoWeb user interface. We will talk about the new key features. We will guide you how to get started, what's the key components necessary to have the nanoWebUI. We will present it on the VAV14 IP. We will talk you about the structure, and of course, like always, we will have the live demo. In the end, we are going to present you the upcoming features of the nanoWebUI available in the next releases. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask on the chat. And like always, we will give you the answer after the webinar.
In today's fast-paced world of building automation, the role of system integration companies is more vital than ever. The system integrator today is responsible for multiple things: the technologies and devices, the process engineering, the logic creation and strategies, system integration and cybersecurity, the process visualization, and finally, the end user interface. System integrators are like superheroes of the world of building automation. Just one role with full responsibility that must be delivered under the time and cost pressure. And we as ISMA Controlli, as part of our ecosystem, provide the superheroes with the super tools. And today we'll go through the most important parts of the nanoWebUI, but before we delve into it, let's look how nanoEdge engine itself is created to simplify the engineering journey. First and foremost, the controllers are already out of the box for engineering. There's no license required. All the tools are available, and a complete set of tools is also available as part of the Niagara workbench, packed into our IC workbench as a separate extension for any workbenches. This enables a single tool experience and significantly reduces the learning curve for the new users. Simultaneously, we provide the users with independent tool called IC tool. And the IC tool enables non-Niagara engineers to develop control strategies even parallel to the engineers work in Niagara workbench, because our controllers are multi-threaded and allow for multiple socket connections at the same time. And what's more, there is a USB-C port that provides both power and communication over a local static IP address. Significantly reduces the time spent on finding the IP address of the controller already deployed on site, and just locally when you'd like to just access the controller and program it on the desk bench for testing. And last but not least, the native data exposure over multiple protocols. Just over BACnet, we support data to be shared, the schedules and trends to be natively exposed over the BACnet protocol. And all of that has been added over the years to the nanoEdge engine itself, and we do not stop there. And maybe, Tomasz, can you show us about how this journey continues in the past months?
nanoEdge engine is constantly and frequently updated. Before last holiday, just released the possibility to program the devices using the USB cable. And even right now today, we have the USB cable connected to the VAV14 IP controller, and we can do the power up and programming over the USB. In the end of the end of the last year, we also released the native support of trend and historical value. All the analog data points, binary data points, and multi-state data points receive a new extension, which allows us to keep the historical value of that point in the memory. And this year, that's the scope of our webinar today, we are going to have the nanoWebUI, modern and scalable user interface.
And what exactly is nanoWebUI? It's a scalable interface available over the web that just builds builds itself during the controller engineering journey. And what are the key features of it? First and foremost, the reduced engineering time and effort necessary to just build the visualization, build nice dashboards for the end user. Actually, there is no manual visualization engineering. The nanoWebUI and nanoEdge engine completely eliminates the repetitive tasks like the manual linking of variables. It's a single engineering workflow. It's a single process of both creation of the application on the controller and of the UI, and we'll exactly show you what that means during the live demo. It's a one data ecosystem across all protocols. In nanoEdge engine, data is the king. And once the data is added and properly configured and tagged, it's been visible over multiple protocols available today: BACnet, Modbus, the Haystack API, and now the nanoWebUI. Going forward is the instant responsive interface. It's automatically generated and fully responsive, created on the fly during development. And what that means is whenever we drop a point to our application, we configure it properly, we can just open the web browser and see how that point looks. Is it according to the specification or our needs? And this also reduces the time and the response from the customer. Is this something they want to make it look as or not? And last but not least, it's scalable across all nanoEdge engine controllers. The nanoWebUI is part of the controller backup. It can be easily restored to all devices, and what's most important, it ensures the consistency across the entire building management system. It's scalable and can be opened just by the web browser, on your mobile phone, and as part of our local HMI while connected directly to a controller in the control cabinet. So Tomasz, can we now spend a while about the key components and how to actually get started with nanoEdge engine and nanoWebUI? What's required or needed to start?
You have to have the VAV14 IP or the RAC18 IP. So you have to have the nanoEdge engine controller. Right. And you have to have the newest operating system version, which right now is 1.9. Together with the operating system, out of the box, we've got the library core. It's the core library, the most important library, where you can find the data points, analog, binary, and the multi-state. But what's new in 1.8? We have released the new web library. Web library contains a web service, and the web service is a place where you can enable the web server feature and also manage web tags. You can have a batch management of multiplied tags and on multiplied data points. The second new library is the Haystack library, and the Haystack gives us the Haystack service which enables a communication with the web pages. It's an Haystack API with the Haystack protocol, which is also contains a tag, Haystack tags, according to the Haystack protocol. And last but not least is a tag library, which in fact is used to enable auto-tagging of all the data points. That's the king.
Well, so we have tags, we have the Haystack service. So the Haystack service can be also utilized by other supervisory systems just to read the data that just now resides at the edge on nanoEdge engine controller, which is already tagged and available for just local data analysis. This is another advantage of this release. But let's focus now on the VV49P. That is our first device that comes out of the box from the factory with the nanoEdge engine version 1.9. What that means, it is already pre-equipped with the nanoWebUI. And today we'll spend some time on analyzing how it is built, how we can adjust that to our requirements, and of course how it works. If you already have a VV49P with a version 1.7 or 1.8 of nanoEdge engine, you can simply update it using our multi-device manager and deploy a golden backup update to all your controllers, which will actually bring the latest version of nanochanging and nanoWebUI itself. So let's maybe have a look at the actual webpage, how it looks in the VAV14 IP.
The nanoWebUI in the VAV14 IP is built for the building operators and facility managers. It's developed to simplify the access to the most important parameters of the VAV system. Dashboards are built on the fly, so there's no manual live data visualization required. After the first login into the controller, you have a view divided into two parts. The first one, available on the top, is a home page, and you can find user-defined key parameters. The second one, available on the down, is the application structure, and it's a place where all tagged equipments and data points are available. So on the left side, we can see a menu. Menu is automatically generated during the programming of the controller. It's based on our application and equipment. The names are totally synchronized with the name in the application, and only the tagged data, they can be displayed on nanoWebUI. In our ecosystem, we've got the data points and equipment, and they can be tagged. And the tag is responsible and defines how the data is visualized on the dashboard. So let's take a look into the dashboard, how we can display the data. The king is the data point, like you said, and we've got the data points mode. Let's take a look into the space temperature. Space temperature in the real life is the sensor. So it means that it cannot be editable. That's why it's gray out, because it works as an input. So the data point mode, when it's set to input, it means it's not editable. We don't want to change it. We don't want to edit. And additionally, because all our data points, they are natively exposed on BACnet and Modbus protocol, on BACnet network, it acts as an analog input. So the mode defines the BACnet object type. When the mode is input, the BACnet object type is analog input. When the mode is output, that's on the second example, the BACnet analog object type is an output. So that means BACnet analog object type output is usually used for a direct control of physical output. And the damper position is a good example, because in that case, we want to directly control the position of the damper. So all of that create a whole ecosystem, one data ecosystem across all of the protocols. Data points, they are automatically exposed over BACnet, Haystack, and Modbus protocol, and the web user interface, nanoWebUI. All of the data points can also have a different dashboard. We've got a dedicated widgets for each of the data points.
So it's like a customization. So it's more than just a ready-made dashboard. You can customize it to your needs.
Exactly. You can customize to your needs. If you want to have a fill-in seal, like the damper position or damper control, you can have a cell and just put the field value. That's the basic dashboard. Or the field with the additional save button to have a confirmation that the value has been correctly set. If you want more modern dashboard, like slider, you can decide to have a slider. And additionally, in that case, the minimum, which is 15, and the maximum limit, which is 90, it's also a tag. So all the minimum and maximum value, they are tagged. And the last one, the step widget, is the widget where you can use additional buttons to increment or decrement the set point value. That's not all. We also have a dedicated function, built-in search function, which we can easily use to search a data point based on the name or tag. Like in that case, we are looking for the flow, and in the VAV application, we've got two data points with the flow in the name, and we can see the actual airflow and effective airflow set point.
That is pretty powerful. Why don't we delve now and do some live demo? What would you say? So let's close this presentation for a second. And what we have now on the screen is, on the left, we have the actual nanoWebUI web available, and on the right we have a Niagara Workbench. And these are the two tools we will use now just to show you how you can actually work with the nanoWebUI and how to expose the data. So what we can see is the homepage, and we have a number of editable and non-editable parameters. We have a nice slider. When we slide it, the values being immediately saved to the data point and eventually exposed over protocols. What we have on the right is a burger menu, which when we click, and I can show you how it nicely scaled for different type of screens, shows us the structure of the menu, which is the application and the VEV. If we now go to the station and expose our drivers, go to the BACnet driver, to our VEV14IP, and to our Nano device extension, we can see that there is a tree, and actual application like we see on the web. So what we see here, the application and the VEV, is the exact same thing we see here on the left in the menu of the nanoWebUI. What we can do now is really just synchronizing, so we can rename it and just name the application my VEV demo. And whenever we save it, the name of the application is being changed. And when we simply refresh the page, we're going to see that this has been immediately applied to the same name here. When we would like to see more on the application itself, so go to our VEV application and see all the points inside the equipment component, we can do that like so. The points visible here are not all the points available in the system. These are only the points that are being tagged with our haystack and web dictionary. So let's look at an example how we can actually take advantage of the tag data inside the workbench itself. So let's just firstly try the core function of the workbench, which is the serve function we have in the upper right corner. What we can do is, when we are connected to the controller, to the nano changing controller, it is now part of our station tree. What we can do now is we can utilize the search function to go for the web tag dictionary and look for every point that is tagged with the homepage marker. And when we do that, we can see that we have a number of points, actually 6 points, which are the exact points we have here in our nanoWebUI. You can see how the AnyTooling extension just works seamlessly with the Niagara Workbench and allows you to utilize its built-in features. So what we can do now, we can actually go to one of those points, like a spacetime, right-click on it, go to the views, X property sheet, and just see that we have all the data points configuration. So we have the point is also available over BACnet, and we have all the haystack and web tags applied. And when we look at our station, we go to the services now, and we expand the tag dictionary service. We can see that next to the standard Niagara tag dictionary, we have available 2 new tag dictionaries. The Any2 web server, which contains the tag required for the proper operation of the web server, like the homepage marker, and the haystack library, which is the part of the Any2 haystack. So what we can do now is to show exactly what is required in the actual application to work with our new nanoWebUI. First and foremost, the 1.9 version of the Nano Edge engine. How to get it? Just install the latest workbench that is available on our IC Connect or the download center. It already contains the AnyTooling 1.9. Use the IC Tool 1.9 or just download the AnyTooling 1.9 available in the IC Connect. Again, multiple ways to achieve the same thing, but we will make sure that you use the right tools for your right project. So I have already the 1.9 version. We have the Haystack library already installed. We have the web library and we have the tagging library. And these are all necessary for the proper operation of our nanoWebUI. So let's now expand the services container, where we'll see 3 new services that are automatically installed when the library is being installed. So the first one is the Haystack service, and the Haystack service is used for sharing data over Haystack with the web. We utilize the Haystack API to build the web. But again, you can utilize the same API for your higher level applications for example, data analytics purposes. The second service is the tagging service. And the tagging service is crucial if we want to properly tag the data in our system and apply auto tags. So what we need to do now is we need to open one of our, actually the only equipment we have here, but you can have multiple equipments, and then multiple equipments will be visible on your tree once tagged. Let's open the VEV, and we have a tag manager. All the data points available in the system are visible right here, and we can see if they are auto-tagged or not. So we can simply click on the auto-tag here and just sort it out for the one that are tagged or not. And what we would like to do now is we'd like to add a new point to our web server. So how to do that? Let's select the panel occupancy mode, just double click it and enable the auto tags. Before we do that, let's just open the tag editing manager to see that there is no tag applied to those points at the moment. So when we go again and apply those tags, we can see that auto tags are now set to true, and we go back, edit any 2 tags, we can see a number of tags has been applied to the point. We have a number of Haystack tags, current value, what kind of point is it's a number, the actually equipment reference, so it knows it's part of the VEV equipment, the fact that it's being exposed on the web. So what we can do now is simply refresh the page, go to our equipment, to my VEV demo and to the equipment, and we should be able to see our panel occupancy mode. It is right here, hidden somewhere in the
Paweł,
VEV equipment.
What if the panel occupancy mode is very important for me? Is it any way to highlight this value?
Actually, this is when we can take advantage of the power of tags. As part of our Any2 web serving tag dictionary, we have a homepage marker. Whenever applied to the point, it's not only going to be visible on the web server, it's also going to be shown on the home page. So why don't we add this tag right now? And we can see the home page marker has been applied. We can now save this view. And what we can simply do now is just refresh the page. And there it is. We have the panel occupancy mode, and now we can set up the occupancy from unoccupied to the room being occupied.
Thanks. But what in case I've got more data points on the home page? Is it any chance to select the order?
And this is where the web service is crucial. So the web service has 2 functions. First and foremost, it will allow you to apply changes to multiple points in our equipment container, see all the tags that are already being applied and are crucial for the operation of the web server, like the widget type, minimum maximum value. This all can be applied to multiple points like so. These are all disabled, so we cannot edit it. If we select the one that are actually enabled with tags, we can select the tag type, widget type, minimum maximum value, and more. But that's not only function of the web service. The other function is actually to set the web order of the points. So what we can do now is right-click on our equipment. So this is the parent of the place where the points are added. Go to the web order, and now we can select the panel occupancy mode and just move it up or down whenever necessary. So we can just move it up to the top. We can click OK. We can go back to our nanoWebUI. Again, refresh the page. And now the panel occupancy mode is visible in our dashboard as the first one. And of course, when we add more points or we work with multiple equipments, this is all going to be shared and available at a glance on the web nanoWebUI, just like so. And that's just a short demo. We wanted to show you today the power of tags, the power of the WebUI, and how it just scales and builds itself automatically. But there is more, and we would like to share with you the upcoming features of the nanoWebUI. So, Tomasz, can you show us what's next?
So I told you that nano engine is constantly and frequently updated, but also the nanoWebUI as a part of the nano engine is also will be constantly updated. And with the next releases, we are going to have a trends on web. So you can easily display the historical and real-time data on the web page. Just free of charge, we take the value on the web page. The next feature is the schedules. So you will be able to set the schedules via web page, via nanoWebUI. What's more, once you do the changes from the web page, this change automatically apply and synchronize on BACnet network. So it's automatically updated with the BACnet protocol. You can set the schedule, set the special event, clear the schedule, so you can make a fully management of the schedules on the web page. The next one is the alarm console. So we will provide a dedicated view, the alarm console, where you will be able to manage all the alarms in your system. You can see when the alarms appear, you can acknowledge them, and you've got all details about the alarm. And like with the trends and schedules, it will be automatically synchronized with the BACnet protocol, because that's the part of the ecosystem. And last but not least feature, depends on your country. We have people from all over the world today. That's why we provide by default support automatic translation up to 20 different languages. So we will be able just to select the country and put your language into the visualization. That's all.
Actually, that's not all. We are extremely happy that all of you took your time and joined us for the webinar. And we have a unique opportunity to join a full nanoWebUI free of charge training on 28th of May. We'll share with the thank you newsletter a link for registration, and our IC trainer, Tobiasz Mróz, will guide you how to build from scratch the gray-looking dashboard for your next project. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you next time.
Thank you. Goodbye.